Important now is to mark that with silverware today.
Yeah, very important. We've targeted, like we did every league match, I suppose, we've targeted the Munster Championship. It's important to us, and I think this team, in terms of gaining confidence and maintaining confidence, silverware is very important, you know.
You've been fed up with people asking about the system. You've had pains to say that it's not always the same. There are certain subtleties depending on the opposition. What subtle changes are key to beating Tip?
I'm not really sure. I think, you know, let's be honest, we have to probably attack more. We need more than 16 points to win the game. We got 16 points in the Munster final last year. We need more than that. So it's just trying to get the balance right between being condensed in defence and attacking a bit more. But look, we haven't written a new book at Hurling. I think we're just here to work hard and do our absolute best and see where that takes us. And that's what we'll be doing, you know.
Will the wet weather, would that suit you?
No, like, I think people just have to adapt to conditions. You know, obviously, if you're playing short ball, you mightn't play as much of it today, etc. Like, so people just, we're hopeful that our players just think on their feet whilst they're out in the field. They don't need huge instruction from us. Just go and play and enjoy it, you know.
Do you need goals to win today?
I'd say we possibly do, yeah. I'd say we possibly do. I don't think we'll probably need to raise a couple of green flags, if you like, but we're not putting that pressure on ourselves. You know, we're not kind of ingraining that in our attitude. If they come, they come, and you know, we're just happy to play and see what happens.
Michael, the rumour mill is in full swing. Seamus Callanan, is he fit today?
I sincerely hope so. He will be on the pitch. No, he's fine. He's fine.
Has he had an issue recently with an injury?
Yeah, he did. We straight after the Limerick game that week during training, he just felt a strain on his quad, and so just precautionary. He didn't play with his club after that, and we've been obviously very careful with him.
Has he had a lack of match practice? Is there a worry that he could make it worse by playing today?
No, none, not as regards that. The bigger worry is if he didn't play today.
Well, obviously he's not, or he will be playing, but you do have one man missing. I presume you're not making any attempt to play down the absence of John O'Dwyer today, are you?
Look, it's not an attempt to play it down. You know, it happened. He's out, so we move on. You know, it's just simply the facts of the matter. That's the whole point of a panel. You know, and I did make a comment straight after the Limerick game that, you know, there's corner forwards just jumping at the chance to get in, and so it was, you know, and Niall O'Mara got an opportunity to play, or is getting an opportunity to play today, so it's great. You know, that's what the panel is all about.
The views there of Michael Ryan and Derek McGrath. Let's look, gentlemen, at aspects of this game here today. And Ger, one of the things about Waterford last year, they had a fairly good season last year. They won the league, they got to a Munster final in that, but it was obvious as the year went on that their attacking threat wasn't up to what was required. Now, you've been looking at this aspect.
Yeah, exactly, Michael. They were a work in progress last year, but they need to move on from that now this year. You know, he had to get the defensive system really sound, which he did. Now, the link from midfield to the forwards wasn't as good. Now, this year, against Clare, they surprised Clare at the start of the game by playing three inside. And you can see how dangerous they can be when they do this. You know, they got to go. Shannon got a great goal here at the start of the game. Now, they rely so much on, for the last year and a half, on these long-range scores. Kevin Moran especially making these long busting runs, you know, because himself and Shannon were vital to the scores they have got so far this year. Now, when you look at the game, when the ball comes in on the inside, they have players, you know, with good brain and with good movement and good skill. So if they use the ball inside or use the two inside away more often, I think that's what will lead to what Derek McGrath is saying there, to get more goals, because sometimes their shooting from distance is a bit aimless, you know. And in a windy, wet day like today, you must use every ball properly. Now, here Kevin Moran, who's a fantastic player, but sometimes...
Starting lineup has been a model of consistency over recent years with predictably good results. Starting with the goalkeeper, and that's Stephen O'Keefe, playing in his third Munster final, the first of those in 2012. In front of him is a full back line marshalled by Barry Coughlin and containing the experienced Noel Connors there in the left corner. Last year's Young Hurler of the Year tagged the Burkas at wing back, with Austin Gleeson already an early candidate for Senior Hurler of the Year. There's been a concern since the semi-final about the well-being of Dara Fives, troubled by a quad injury, but the good news is that he starts. Kevin Moran will play his usual high-energy game and may well be seen anywhere between half-back and half-forward, with Michael Brick-Walsh listed on the other flank. And then up front, inevitably, Maurice Shanahan will command attention. It's his 7th Munster final match, including the replay which Waterford won against Cork, and that, of course, was 6 years ago. Well, champions Tipperary have Darren Gleeson in goal, one of 10 players playing from last year's starting 15. Cathal Barrett was man of the match against Limerick in the semi-final, while Michael Cahill in the opposite corner missed out on last year's victory in Thurles. But it's a whole new experience for wing half-back, that's Seamus Kennedy, who ironically could have been involved with the footballers last Sunday in Killarney, but opted instead to play hurling this year. Brendan Maher lines up in midfield alongside Michael Breen, who had a day to remember in the semi-final, shooting 2 goals and a point. Another Munster final novice is Dan McCormack, but between them, Patrick Bonner-Maher and Noel McGrath have 7 Munster winners' medals. John O'Dwyer's red card against Limerick means a chance for Niall O'Mara to remind everyone what he's capable of, with the ever-dangerous Seamus Callanan looking to add to his remarkable scoring tally in spite of a quad injury.
What I've looked at is, you know, as you said, what are Tipperary going to bring? Gerard's thought about Waterford are going to bring the added dimension. Tipperary have been close the last few years, but Michael Ryan needs to find a couple of new players that are going to just push him over the line. And the first man I identify is Ronan Maher, Pádraig's brother, who's playing centre-back, which is a pivotal position because you need to command that area. And as you can see, he's very strong under the high ball. Out he comes with the ball. And as well as that, he's intelligent. This is going to be very important today if he's going to be spearmen back, that he's able to look up and just pop a ball 20, 30 yards, because Tip are going to need to do that again. And I said, centre-back, you think about Kieran Carey back playing the heyday back here, storming out the ball, really driving forward. And he's been a real find from this year at centre-back, and he's been very good going forward. And defensively as well, he's very strong. And this man has been very impressive so far. Another brother of Noel McGrath, following on the tradition of him, very skillful hurler. We saw his other brother playing centre-back here in the minor match today. And he's brilliant wrists, and we know that Seamus Callanan, brilliant ball, and over the bar it is. But John McGrath brings something different to Tipperary, and Michael Ryan is trying to find this, and this for me is something that he does bring. He works very hard. Tipperary backs and forwards in the past would have given up the chase here, but he continues to work hard and win back the ball, and that's what we're seeing about Tipperary this year. And as well as that, myself and Gerard spoke about this off camera, win your own ball, just win it, give it to me over the bar. And Tipperary against Kilkenny.
There went beyond Jamie Barron. An opportunity for the opening score here, and that one's gone over the bar. It's a brilliant start, and it's Patrick Curran who's got it. Young man who started here in a minor final, remember, a couple of years ago against Limerick. Good start, Michael.
Yeah, good play by Kevin Moore, and showed his strength there again. He's such a vital man in this Waterford team. Burst through, and lovely hand pass inside, and Pat Curran up and over the bar, and that'll settle him, a young player with great ability.
Scarcely 15 seconds gone when he put that one over the bar. Tiperary's first attack then, up there towards Niall O'Mara. Big role to play in the absence of Bubbles O'Dwyer. John O'Dwyer out to suspension today. It's Jamie Barron in the thick of the action there, helped out by Dara Fyde. 2009, ready to hit this one. Very good elevation. Has it got the direction? Not quite on this occasion. Just to the right of the post. First wide of the match.
I don't know why players keep doing it, Ger. I know they look great when they go over the bar, but the amount of line balls he's here in the minor match as well, hitting them wide from out the field where they should be kept in play.
Stephen O'Keefe's puck out, gathered in here once again by Tipperary, and that ball sent back once more. Pressure on. Shane Fives in difficulty. Calden couldn't take it the first time. Tig the Burka tries to get it out. Very slippery conditions. We've had a lot of rain here. It's eased off at the moment. Tipperary managed to win it back. Dan McCormack leaving it back here as far as Paddy Maher. Little hand pass inside to his team captain, Brendan Maher, and then sent away as far as Noel McGrath. Second shot at the target, this one from play, and this one wide as well. 2 in a row.
Yeah, Noel McGrath will be disappointed. Good chance for him there. Involved, caught a good puck out before that. He should have put that over the bar, really. And looking out now down the field, Cathal Barrett has gone sweeper, and James Barry has picked up Patrick Curran, so Tipperary gone with the sweeper now as well.
At the moment, it's Jamie Barron in the middle of the field, who is on his own, nobody to mark, because of the setup that Tipperary have him point up. This time it's Austin Gleeson. Catches it well. Now about the direction, it's spot on. Beautiful strike. Well, you wondered about the line ball a little while ago, but Noel McGrath may have missed, but Austin Gleeson didn't.
I didn't mean Austin Gleeson. He seems to put a lot of them over. Great score.
Darren Gleeson, namesake, short puck out. Pressure immediately on Cathal Barrett, however. 3 players against him. What pace, what determination, what a run. Inside handled well by Bonner-Maher. Tries to lay it off now. Support player outside him, and the referee, before he got it as far as Michael Breen, had blown his whistle. It's got to be a free instead.
Yeah, that's the other side. Austin Gleeson, that's a silly free to give away. You know, good discipline there. Great run by Cathal Barrett. But you'll see Bonamara gets it here, and Gleeson comes into the head, and his helmet was knocked off very easily. Must have been loose. Maybe lucky to avoid the yellow card.
He certainly was. That was a high challenge.
It was a high tackle, and very lucky.
So an opportunity now for Seamus Callanan, who has had a quad injury, sustained that in training just after the Limerick match, as you heard in the interview with Joanne Cantwell a little while back. But he is playing. I think they could ill afford not to start him. The psychological boost to Waterford would have been enormous. This is well hit by Callanan, and that's the first point for Tipperary. So 2 points to 1. Great long ball. Brilliantly down here. Problems immediately. Oh, that's just left. But it's when Austin Gleeson moves into that inside forward line there, they never know what to expect when this man's about, whether he's going to play centre half back or maybe at corner forward. He can play anywhere.
He's gone right into the full forward line there again. Now very flexible.
That was towards him. Couldn't get to that one, however. And it's swept away by James Barry. Out as far as Paddy Marr on his own. Nobody challenging him. Gets that ball forward beyond John McGrath. Tig de Burka comes out. Gets a little bump for his troubles. Referee noted it, said play on, gave the advantage to Waterford. Jamie Barron has a player in support alongside him. It's Paddy Mahoney. Good to see him back. Missed last year because of a broken leg. He's well and truly back in this year's Munster final and announces his presence immediately. Very, very good score from way out the field.
Yeah, that's great play there. And as you said, Paddy Mahoney back from a serious leg injury. You saw Tig de Burka, a brilliant young hurler, coming out with the ball, and great score from distance.
Derek McGrath, who's a very, very articulate coach. Both coaches extremely articulate. Good to hear them in interviews. That's nicely taken here by Bonamara. Has a support player to his right-hand side. Uses him. It's Breen. 2-1 the last day. Point here. Good start by Michael Breen from Ballina. And it's 3 points to 2. Really good start to this match. 6 minutes gone.
Yeah, and you see there, Tig de Burka is standing way off Bonamara there for the tuck out. Waterford disappointed with that, but Michael Breen, who's having a great year, supporting well and off the shoulder over the bar.
Ronan Marr under this one, wearing a white helmet this afternoon. He's a very influential young player. Gives it out. Hit away by Ronan Marr once again. Tig de Burka at the other end. Under pressure, on the ground, gets himself up, gets on with it. And delivers a very good pass out as far as Shane Fives as well. Way down, beyond Austin Gleeson this time. Curran slipped, but he was helped to slip. A puzzled look on the...
Yeah, he just fell there. There was no foul, and feet just went from under him, and I think Waterford very lucky to get that free.
Referee make it a 2-point game. One of the finest free takers in senior hurling. Very rarely misses.
Yeah, and Maurice Shannon, brilliant at the frees in his absence, but just showed you how highly he's regarded. Once Tariq Mahoney's on the field, he's taking the frees.
Well, I think you said in the last match that he'll get you 19 out of 20 usually. He's that kind of wonderful accuracy. Out as far as Cathal Barrett now. Waterford with the spare player back there, and that spare player is maybe needed here. Oh, the pressure was just on, and in again came McGrath. John McGrath finishes it. Had 2 goes at it. Breaks his stick. 1-2 to 4 points. Tip fans delighted. 9 minutes gone. They've got the opening goal.
Yeah, John McGrath originally broke in behind here. Stopped there, but up too high in the air, and he followed in like any good corner forward. A simple goal, tapped it into the empty net. The watcher, Stephen O'Keefe, would probably be disappointed he didn't handle that a bit quicker. Niall O'Mara did well, came across, created a little bit of room there, and McGrath nipped in, and in his first Munster final, brilliant goal.
Well, a huge moment for Tipperary, but at the other end, Bennett going through, Shane Bennett, they're after him, the defenders, and in particular Mickey Cahill kicking it away, supported back there by Seamus Kennedy, and Kennedy drives it 70 or 80 metres down the field. The Burka's under it, about to be challenged by McGrath. McGrath got the stick in. Waterford win it back. Helped out of defence here. Jamie Barron goes off. Down along the wing, Barron goes. Pursued there by McCormack. He came in over his shoulder, trying to tap the ball away.
He just caught him around the neck, but he did win the ball, so he's disappointed. And now he's He's been booked. I'm not sure if he said something after it, but that passage of play, I think when Shane Bennett looks back at that, he's going to be so disappointed. The ball broke inside to him there a minute ago, went with one hand. The first thing we're all taught, two hands in the hurl. If he picked that ball, he was straight through and goal. And there's Dan McCormack booked now for that indiscretion.
First yellow card of the match. We've had the first goal as well. And now an opportunity for Pádraig Mahoney to put over his second pointed free at his third point of this Munster final. 30 metres out. And no mistake once again. Breeze this afternoon, by the way, is blowing from left to right. It's supporting Waterford in the opening 35 minutes. Darren Gleeson set to punk this one out, playing today in his 15th ever championship match. But his target there was Bonner Marr. Might get it eventually. Breen there as well, but he loses this one, and he's lost it to Kevin Moran. And one of those very determined runs by Moran out as far as Pádraig Mahoney, blocked down. Hefty shoulder and challenge. The Waterford player claiming that it was shoulder to shoulder. The referee certainly didn't see it like that. It was Austin Gleeson
again. He got a yellow card there, I think, Jerry, yeah.
Second yellow card issued in this match. One to Dan McCormack now, one to Austin Gleeson as well. Player picking himself up is Michael Breen. Free quickly taken. Up into the inside forwards, cut out by Shane Fives, not very effectively, goes again. Helped out there by Kevin Moran. Little hand pass out as far as Shane Bennett, who's come way up from centre half forward, gets a little nudge and then gets fouled. There is a free to Waterford. And it's Pádraig Mahoney lining it up once again. Well within his distance, well within his range. Again, the white flag and the Waterford flags raised in triumph. He's got a fourth.
Yeah, good response by Waterford, you know, to Tip's goal. Settled down again straight away. See, Jamie Byrne is playing at centre half back on Bonner Maher and Ty DeBurke, and now right back in front of Seamus Callan like he did last year. And then after that, like to Kevin Moran, Philip Mahoney, Austin Gleeson moving all over the half-back line midfield.
Oh, that's a terrible puck out over already. This is outside the 65-metre line. That's the 65-metre line there in front of him. Breeze behind him. Will he try it again? Will he try and float it into the square? Well, it's up in the air. It's travelling. It's on its way. Same result. 2 for Gleeson.
Well, Jared, that's just an unbelievable score. To hit a line ball that far is insane, really. You know,
it's magnificent.
Outside the 65 on the angle, that is an absolutely brilliant score. Brilliant skill.
Well, even though they conceded the goal, Waterford getting into a rhythm now very, very quickly. Trying to get that ball out of defence there was Dara Fives. Goes back, has a go a second time. Helped out this time by Michael Brick Walsh. First time he's managed to get on the ball. Off they go once more. And this one is up, but it's gone left and it's gone wide. Missed opportunity there for Dara Fives. It's good to see him being able to play because there's very, very little training done since the semi-final victory over Clare because of a quad injury. Back in the middle of the park he is, picking up Brendan Marr. This is a much better and longer puck out, but once again Waterford win it. Take control of those situations in the middle third. Dara Fives goes down under the weight of the challenges. Dan McCormack plays it outside as far as Pádraig Marr, and Pádraig Marr finds the range in spectacular fashion. Well, he's always good for a point or two in a championship match, and today he's made it 7 points to 1-3. Tipped within one of Waterford.
Yeah, great tackling there by the Tipperary forwards, and Dan McCormack showed a lovely ball in Pádraig Maher, as he's done so many times over the bar.
Pádraig Mahoney winning that. Kevin Moran then settling himself. Little block on it there by Brendan Marr. Off goes Michael Breen to try and tap it back as far as the cornerback. It was Mickey Cahill. Cahill crossing his own 65-metre line, getting away from Kevin Moran. About to be challenged there by Maurice Shanahan. Haven't seen anything of Maurice so far in this game. Very quiet so far. Tying the Burka. Played it back out here as far as Philip Mahoney. Makes an angle for himself and then able to deliver it down into space, but not a good ball. Nobody there waiting for it except Tipperary's fullback, and that's James Barry. Back once again. One to challenge for, but it's Tipperary who eventually showed the necessary eagerness, and Dan McCormack in particular nipped in, got there ahead of Jamie Barron.
Yeah, definitely. Dan McCormick was a good start. There's a chop down and free into Tipperary. And
now, can this one put Tipperary level? Should do so. Calden, usually so assured, gets his second, and the teams are level for the second time in this match. Stephen O'Keefe's puck out. Long, down towards Maurice Shanahan. Maurice had 3 men jumping in over him, and it's the Tipperary men who show that eagerness, that absolute desire to win, who come away with the ball. Knocked ahead here by Brendan Marr, diagonally across. Tadhg de Búrca reading the flight path of the ball, comes after it. Oh, he was intending to position that one, I think, for Pádraig Mahoney, but it runs on beyond him. And a ball between 2 players, a 50-50 ball, which eventually Tipperary are able to win back. And James Barry out towards right half forward. Well, out there was the goal scorer, John McGrath, couldn't keep it in play.
Yeah, and if you just look at the last 2 balls that went in front of Seamus Callan, Barry Coughlin at full-back made no attempt really to play the ball. He just let it break through. He knew Tadhg de Búrca was there, and I think it's really one of the frustrating things for a brilliant hurler like Seamus Callan. You know, Barry Coughlin doesn't have to worry about going for the ball. He has cover there. He just lets it break through, and very important, I think, for Callan after last year as well, to hold his composure and wait till he gets a chance.
Just looking at how they're structured, Michael, here with challenges. Eventually, ball comes back as far as Maurice Shanahan. Now, first chance to have a go. Shanahan hits it away to the left-hand side, and it's a missed opportunity there by Shanahan, and that is 3 wides now for Waterford.
Yeah, he hasn't been in the game. That's his first chance, as you say, and he pucked it wide. He'd be disappointed with that.
Short puck out, straight to Cathal Barrett. Not a good one. Seized on here in the middle of the park. Once again, it's Fives getting that ball forward. And that little snapshot by Austin Gleeson has gone to the right. He's been a little bit more accurate with sideline cuts.
Yeah, well, they're all soft wides. You know, we saw one from Dara Fives before that, and you know, they're all very scoreable. And when they're on top like they are now, they need to be putting them over.
A terrible puck out again, and this one comes off the post. It comes down, and Darren Gleeson gets lucky. That should have been put over by Pádraig Mahoney, having received the pass over there, following a very poor puck out by Tipperary. But they're back in the attack once again. It's Bonner Marr sliding into that. Couldn't quite take it. Ball over the line once again. Barry Kelly, the linesman on the far side, signalling that it's going to be a line ball to the Daisha. Both linesmen today, Barry Kelly and James Owens, were busy in action in Thurles yesterday in those 2 qualifier matches. Victories there for Wexford and, of course, for Clare as well. So they're in the quarterfinals. The losers here will be in the quarterfinals as well. Austin Gleeson doesn't want to be playing in that match. Cathal Barrett gets there. Wasn't allowed an advantage.
He's having an outstanding year, though, isn't he, at cornerback for Tipperary? He's so quick onto the breaking ball and so powerful and athletic.
I think his display against Limerick is one of the finest cornerback displays we've seen this year so far. Top-notch performer. The other number 2, Shane Fives, watches that one go out under pressure from John McGrath.
Yeah, if you watch here, when he turns inside, he flicks into the helmet here. Watch there, just a little flake. The referee gave the advantage. It didn't come and he called it back.
So it gives Tipperary an opportunity now to... Tipper glad to have him. Good leader of the attack, and very, very good free taker, as we know. So this from about 25 metres out, easy meet for him. A third for Calden, all from frees.
Not getting too many scores so far.
That's over the heads of the halfbacks. It's Curran who's gone across there to try and win it. Out as far as Maurice Shanahan, right on the sideline. This will be some point if he can make it, but he hasn't. It's another one that's gone wide. They're hitting these shots. They're very, very tricky angles, we know, but they've got to make some of them. A little bit concerned, I'm sure, Derek McGrath. Lost last year's Munster final, lost the league as well, as we were saying.
Yeah, I think they'd be happy they're playing well enough, but those chances, you know, you can't afford that, I think, in the Munster final.
This time the pressure is from Noel McGrath, helped by Dan McCormick. They lose it. Jamie Barron comes out on his hands and knees. Referee allows an advantage there. Only goes as far as Pádraig Marr. Picks up this loose ball, delivers it over there precisely, as far as Michael Breen. Into space, but there are too many defenders there. It's Noel Connors who rises up, gets it, delivers it away quickly with the help of Tadhg de Búrca. Battling inside. Once again, it's Cathal Barrett. Pursued over there. Austin Gleeson inevitably, he's appealing for it, but he's not going to get his way, and the appeal falls on deaf ears. It's going to be a puck out for Tipperary.
Anything else?
Waterford come looking for another score. They haven't scored now for nearly 10 minutes. And they've lost it again. Ronan Maher picks it up easily. Pursued there by Kevin Moran. Dropped there by O'Mara. Picked up by Tadhg de Búrca. Swiftly outside towards Maurice Shanahan. About to be challenged there by Kennedy. Seamus Kennedy trying to keep tabs on Maurice Shanahan. Has to recycle. That's Shane Fives back in here, and then it's lost, overcomplicated. Won by the Tigerish Cathal Barrett. Two players after him, one was Gleeson, he's gone down. Appeals to the referee, linesman nips in quickly. Jamie Barron making his point, and Noel Connors there as well.
Yeah, you see Waterford, no options up front. There was nobody inside. Back to Austin Gleeson here, and in comes Barrett, and he's been outstanding so far. Didn't say, it just seemed to...
Big distance out, angle awkward, but he makes very, very light of that. So 4 points in a row now for Tipperary. Calnan with 4-pointed frees as well. Puck out's a terrible one, straight to Nalamara. Here's an opportunity inside to Bonner-Mar. Has support if he needs it, comes crashing through. Again, it's the goal scorer John McGrath trying to go through. Bonner-Mar eventually. Oh, somehow off the line by Shane Fives, and out by Darragh Fives, his brother. That's remarkable. Should have been in the back of the net maybe 5 seconds ago. Maybe more than that. Breen carries it forward. Don't know how they missed that, Tipperary. And in the end, Kevin Moran comes back, gleefully accepts it, sets off, pursued, loses it. This time it's Stan McCormack. And McCormack's shot has gone away to the right-hand side. But what about that for a glorious goal opportunity, Michael?
I don't know, Jared. Kind of a comedy of errors, I think, over the last few minutes. I don't know how that can end up in the net. We look at it, first of all, it started with a brutal puck out. We've seen that with Darren Gleeson already. Poor puck out. And here we have
John McGrath there.
Yeah. Hand passed into Bonner. And you
hit it into the ground.
Net, and he nearly hand passed it in. The two Fives combined to keep it out.
Maurice Shanahan playing this one across the face of the Tipperary goal, intended for Shane Bennett, who has yet to get into this match. Now he's got possession. Now he might be able to do something special with it. They need something special, Waterford. Shane Bennett, the striker, but he's put it away to the left-hand side. And that's another one that has gone astray. And that is wide number 7 for Waterford already after nearly 27 minutes of play. Still they trail. 1-6 to 7 points. 9 points to 7. Up here as far as John McGrath once again. He certainly illuminated much of this championship for Tipperary in the league before that, out with an injury last year. This time he loses it. That's hand passed out by Shane Fives. They go after it again. Jamie Barron, it's not the most classical you'll ever see. It's wholehearted, certain side. Missed by everybody. There just wasn't a right corner forward in the old sense down there to try and keep that ball in play.
Well, that's what you were always taught from a young age, a corner forward, just stand in there either side for the long freeze to try to keep them in play, but nobody in there, and the Waterford system breaking down badly in the last 10 minutes.
They need a score. Meanwhile, Tipperary quite content. Cathal Barrett, 50-50 one there, touched on by Noel McGrath. Sliding into it there came the corner forward, Niall O'Mara. Go. Pressure back on the wing back, and that's Kennedy going across, Seamus Kennedy. In here as far as Cathal Barrett, swings it across to the left-hand side. A race on with Niall O'Mara, showing that he can be a goal and point threat. Wins a free here, did really well. Scoring opportunity presented as a result of that fearlessness shown there by Niall O'Mara from Kilruane MacDonough's.
Yeah, I think that's a great ball in by Cathal Barrett. Even though Noel Connors was just out in front, it was a diagonal ball, and the ball broke.
Breeze into his face. As you can see from the clock, just under 5 minutes of the opening 35 to go. Going nicely for Tipperary, even though they haven't managed to get too many forwards in on the scoring act. He's got 5 pointed frees, the only 7 years younger than Porrick. Reached out, caught him.
Yeah, you know, again, he's 70-80 yards out on the sideline, no danger, silly free to give away, but look, Tip have been way more economical. I think that's the story of the game so far. I think they've only had two wides or 3 wides to Waterford's 8, and maybe 4 or 5 of those Waterford wides were very, very easy chances, and that's the difference on the scoreboard. And Tip will be happy